So I'm Jenny, also known as TopKpop, and you guys are my first official interview. We have John and Leo, and you guys have made the MonsterEOS app. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
That is so awesome. I actually use it every day. I've managed to keep my guys, I have two, alive for like 14 days or something. So I'm actually pretty
Really?
excited. Yes, I'm still like low on the whole ranks list though. I'm like, darn it. So I'm hoping some of the big guys just kind of die off. No offense, but
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. And I know this is your guys' first interview kind of in the EOS atmosphere. So we're going to touch a little bit to get to know you guys. So first of all, if you would love to introduce yourselves and then more so introduce your app than what I just said.
Okay, great. So yeah, I'm Leo. So I'm from Brazil. I work for a fintech here in Florida. And I've been studying this whole blockchain world since December, and like I started with Ethereum, of course, like every developer. And when I found out EOS, I was like crazy. Like EOS is so cool, like so developer friendly, and it allowed me to build cool stuff like this app.
Yeah, my name is John. I'm based in Queensland, Australia. I'm a full stack developer and a smart contract developer. And again, I'm also really excited about EOS and what it sort of brings to the table. I've done some coding with Ethereum smart contracts before, and again, quite often I just find myself running into roadblocks again with the gas fees and restrictions posed there. But yeah, so far so good on EOS. We think it's a much better experience. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so nice to meet both of you. And you have made the app MonsterEOS. How did you guys come up with this idea, or did you both do it together, separately? Like what led to this Tamagotchi style app?
So yeah, I came up with this idea before, like when I was studying about EOS, I was thinking how dApps should work, how should it integrate with real world applications and things like that. And also in this blockchain world, people love collectibles like kitties, like kitties from the Ethereum and things like that. And I was thinking, okay, how can we show off EOS potential, right? So I thought, okay, like if you have a pet system, like you can take care of your pet, otherwise he dies. It's already like something that we can show that's for free in EOS blockchain, and it's amazing, right? Because people are not going to pay any fee to feed a pet, for example, And then before the launch, I needed a right hand, and I was like, hey John, I knew John from other posts and from the community on EOS. The community on EOS is amazing. Like we get to know a lot of people, and John is a very smart guy, very smart developer. And I was like, hey John, do you wanna join with me on these? Let's launch these in the mainnet. Can you help me with that? And he was, yeah, of course, let's do that. And that's basically the story of how we launched EOS. But you can tell your side, John, like your point of view.
Yeah. Well, again, I think I first discovered it in the sort of EOS Docs Telegram channel, and again, we're sort of bouncing ideas off each other, learning from each other, how to do this, how to do that, and made a couple contributions to the documentation there as we learn along. And then again, I saw the MonsterEOS GitHub repo. I thought it was really cool. And again, a few features that you've implemented that I just did not see in other smart contracts to again learn from. So yeah, sort of jumped on and yeah, held it close to me since, really. So yeah.
That is really cool. I love that you guys like met completely separately and came together to make this really interesting dApp. I will admit it's the first dApp that I've run into on EOS that I got to play with. So it's the reason I kind of went head on to you guys. I'm like, I want to talk to you both. Actually, I saw Leo first because I saw him on Twitter. But then he's like, yeah, this is my right-hand man, John. I'm like, cool, this is awesome. So
yeah, like that's a long time already that we created this repo on GitHub. we first launched for JungleNet, which is the test net for EOS. And yeah, John contributed a lot there. Like we changed the structure of the whole contract thanks to John.
Wow, that's cool. So this has been in the works for a while then.
Yeah, I think it's like 1 month ago or something like that before we decided to launch or something like that.
Oh, that is cool. Have you found a lot of people are actually using this dApp so far? Is there a way to find that out?
Well, if you click on the rank page, you can see there's like usually 500 monsters alive. People get to die a lot with these monsters. So, and if you click in the last page, you can see that we have reached. Let me see the number. The most recent created monster is the 2078. It was created 10 minutes ago.
Wow, that is a lot. So you guys have had a lot of people interacting with this then. That's awesome.
Yeah, we are trying.
So how did you, I know right now you can feed the monster, which is obviously essential to it not dying. You can wake it up, put it to sleep, and you guys just added battles. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we just added battles. So again, people can fight their monsters against each other and stuff like that. And we found that to be a lot of fun, a lot of engagement there. And so we're sort of looking to the next thing that we're going to add, probably trading monsters, and so you can transfer them amongst each other, maybe even put them up for auction and things like that. Also, sort of monster skins, so sort of give your monster a bit more customizability as well, make it a bit more personal to each person.
Oh, that is really cool. So how did you decide to add the battle part to it? And the trading, I guess, yeah, would be a logical next step. But how did the battle come out of it? Because I mean, all I see is, energy and clean, and I'm like, oh, this will be like my little pet.
Yeah, I guess we sort of wanted to make a sort of statement. Again, we didn't want to be too Tamagotchi, and we didn't want to be crypto kitties. We want to sort of make our own, style of game, and we thought battles would make things, competitive and give it a bit more purpose in taking care of the monster and stuff like that. And yeah, again, the competition is always fun. And again, if we put that on a blockchain, it's even better, I think.
Yeah, people are joining our Telegram channel and they ask, "Oh, is there any battle coming?" And we are like, "It's more like a Tamagotchi game, but if people are asking for that, so let's make that. No problem. EOS allow us to do that. It's amazing."
Oh, that's a smart move, by the way, is too. It's a great idea. Listening to the customers. See, listening to their customers are awesome.
I'm horrible at business, so John has my back on that side. That's another thing about John.
Oh, that is so awesome. So you guys have such a great partnership then. You make everything kind of work how it, I guess, is supposed to. Are you, I have to ask, are you going to add in those extra little parts like, oh, I can't do it anymore, where you can like clean the monster? I'm curious. I used to be able to click on it and it would have this little message that said a lazy developer hasn't developed it yet. And it made me laugh. I loved it.
So yeah, I mean, after we added the battles and like this functionality was not asked by people, and I just say, okay, let's take a break into this and let's do what people are asking,
Mm-hmm.
And then I just hide these functionalities. And right now, I don't think so that we're gonna have it, but it's open to us. Like it's all an experimental project. I wanna do that. Like people can see that on GitHub, can see how things are made for EOS, like best practices and things like that.
Oh, that's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. I don't really need to wash a pet. I was just curious. No one needs to take more care of things. So to a more, I guess, kind of technical question in a way, what does the average user need in order to play MonsterEOS? Like whether it requires bandwidth, all that kind of stuff. Like how many monsters can you kind of create based on certain things?
Okay, so yeah, that's a question that a lot of people ask. When the Genesis, when the mainnet launched for EOS, all of the accounts were created with 8 kilobytes. And on that 8 kilobytes, you have 4 kilobytes free. So use that like a benchmarking for the amounts that we need for each monster. Each monster needs 0.3 kilobytes of RAM. Okay, so with these 4 kilobytes, you can create basically 12 monsters if you want to. Okay,
Okay.
and if your monster dies, you can delete him, so you get your RAM back. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So and to keep him to feed him and put him to sleep and things like that, you basically need like 2 milliseconds or 3 milliseconds per day. And if you stake 1 EOS on your account, you have something like 100 milliseconds. So you can do a lot of things with that. Like a whole battle takes like it's usually 5 or 6 turns of battle, and the battle usually takes something around 20 milliseconds. And for battles, that's the cool thing. For battles, we people are complaining about using their RAM for store the monsters. So we created this thing called arenas. So each arena allocates RAM from our contract. So right now we have 10 available arenas, and then people can battle there for free without using their RAM. But each battle takes like 14 to 20 milliseconds of CPU. It's a recoverable thing. Like each day, each 24 hours, you get back your CPU on EOS.
Ah, really cool.
Yeah, the utilization means a lot to us. Again, we don't want people paying, humongous fees to play the game or anything at all. So again, CPU and bandwidth, again, it's really minimal. And again, both of those things are rechargeable. Again, RAM is just I think the biggest thing that we've had to tackle and find a good solution for. So again, like Leo said, it does cost RAM to create a monster, so that is a cost. But again, you can delete the monster at a later time and get your RAM back. So again, it's practically all you can eat, and there's no charge to you for doing so. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, the idea of the arena and how you guys use your own kind of stuff for that was a really interesting idea. I was curious
Yeah,
why it
because
happened in there.
yeah, like with the dApp growing, we can buy more RAM and then allocate more arenas. So that's fine. With 10 arenas, usually we have 5 arenas busy. It's fine.
Wow. So you guys are getting a lot of people kind of wanting to battle. That's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. And I'm actually going to go on to the next one, which is not as technical, I guess. Do you guys have a time frame for when the dApp will be considered complete? I know you guys have originally you wanted to do the Tamagotchi style, and now you've added on the battles and probably trading and such. Do you have kind of an end game in sight for what it will look like complete, and then just consistent updates with it?
To be honest, actually, we don't have a time frame. It's like we are trying to conciliate these with our daily job. It's just a pet project per se. So we have a lot of fun playing with that, creating this project. We love, like, people are donating, are showing love to us. We love it, and we try to create things whenever we have time. What I can say is that there's a really, really good surprise that's coming up for this game.
Ooh. Oh, you got me so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, that is, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with not having a completed idea, especially since you guys are taking input from your, the people that are using it. So you also said that you get donations. I've noticed that little kind of like EOS box up at the top. What do you do with those donations?
So do you want to go ahead, John?
Yeah, sure. So with the donations, what we do is we give them back to the community essentially as a dividend. So each contributor that contributes to the project, whether that's code or artwork or whatever, records the amount of time that they spent doing it, and that sort of goes into a work pool. So an example would be, Leo does 10 hours of work in a week, I do 5 hours, and someone else does 5 hours. So that creates a total of 20 hours of work. Because Leo's done half of it, he'll get half of the dividend, and then me and the other guy will get 25% each. So again, we want to sort of share the donations back to the community for people who actually, put in the sweat of making it a better dApp for everyone else. And again, it's all a transparent process. We're sort of putting the hours and everything all up on our GitHub repo, so anyone can see it and see exactly what we do with each piece of EOS that's donated. And again, if people want to contribute, they can just apply as well. And should they get accepted, then they can start working, and they'll get a portion of the donations every 2 weeks.
Wow, that is so cool to know it goes to help kind of improve things and pay you guys. And wow. Now, because obviously people are going to see this, if they wanted to get involved, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so they can either jump on our Telegram channel. We like to stay active there to engage the community. Otherwise, they can go on our GitHub repo, and they can find a link just on the MonsterEOS webpage, and just create a new issue under the Issues tab, and just introduce yourself. What you like about the game, what your skills are, what you'd like to do, and see happen to the game. And then if we like you, we'll sort of register you, kind of thing, and then you'll have access to the repo. You can make pull requests and all that. And away you go.
Wonderful. That is awesome. That is, honestly, that's pretty much all my questions. But I would love to know, what else, if anything, are you guys also working on in the EOS community? Anything you want to share? Or?
Karma app.
Karma app.
Did you hear about that?
Of course I heard about that. Everyone received airdrops. Well, I mean, most people did.
We did last Sunday the airdrop for Karma, and we are all excited about that. We are developing, are working hard on Karma. Me and John, we work for Karma. That's a nice project.
Oh, that is awesome. So you guys are both working on Karma, both working on MonsterEOS. You guys are very, very busy guys. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, EOS is so exciting to work with. Like, I'm in love with EOS. Like, I mean, I can, every time that I can spend working, I spend the time working with EOS, learning new stuff, getting another project. But now I cannot get any more projects. It's impossible because I'm like impossible.
Yeah, you're a wanted man. You're too busy now. It's like, no, you can't hire Leo right now. He's too busy. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so awesome. Is there anything else that you guys would love to share to the audience that sees this, or anything at all before we, I guess, wrap up?
I just want to thank you for the community, because I was not expecting to receive like the donations that we're receiving. Like, when we launched the project, we see a lot of monsters creating, like, from night to day. It was crazy, and still people are creating monsters, and we don't have any marketing job on that yet. So I just want to thank you, the community.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd say if you haven't already, join a Telegram channel for MonsterEOS. Again, we love hearing from the community, and we take what they say into serious consideration for development of the application. And again, ideas that are suggested and have good support are most likely going to get implemented. So again, donations and joining the Telegram means a lot to us.
Wonderful. Wow, this was fun. I'm so glad you guys accepted my invitation. Yeah, and obviously, if anyone else would love to get in contact with these guys for another interview, I know they would love it too. So I'm going to say thank you. I am going to turn off this recording, but then I'll say a nice little goodbye to you guys as well. So thank you very much for your time. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for MonsterEOS, and I guess Karma as well.
Thank you, Jenny.
Wonderful. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night.